Two
Yeah,
very
newer
impressive players.
players who are
What?
really just
Fabsy's not as new, I should think.
well, maybe not newer, but just as far as competitive experience, Tabsies had to set out all of SCL sticks due to the unfortunate sliding bug, and has only recently come back into the competitive scene. So with all that time off, though, Tabsies put it to good use, of course, with both tech and replay sniping.
Yeah, for sure. So Fabsy's punching way above his game count, which is itself not even that. It's not that small of a game count. He's no Cotty, right? Played quite a few games, sniped even more of them, and that probably has the biggest repository of replays other than Checker.
I think that's certainly true at this point. Yes.
Yeah, and so going into this, it's hard to paint a favorite. I don't think I would at all. Rov, of course, has been playing very well recently as a nice sniper, but Thabsies always has that tech, the kind of drink bugs.
Which you know firsthand.
Yeah, no kidding. And we'll see how it goes. But first, before we get into that, we have the draft here, in which Rov chooses the ABCs and Thabsies chooses the places you'll go. Rov banning Tayen, and Thabsies banning Balcony. So no love for a little bit of the more difficult slash, we say random with love venues. I mean,
Yep, that's no. I 100% agree. The only smaller venue we have here is Terrace. We're getting the 4 of 8 variant of pub here, so we won't be seeing the same sort of behavioral challenge that we saw on the 3 of 5 variant from Teeth Name and Wobble. So this will be, in theory, could be another very sniper heavy set.
yeah, for sure. And we'll have to see how it goes, as we do have the first set here with Thabsies on the spy set on Courtyard. Seeing the same game I am?
Yep. The stream, however, is not. There we go.
Don't worry, I got you.
All right, just making sure. Yep, we have small man. Have Thabsies as small man on Courtyard.
In 3, 2, 1, planet. I know I've been doing it, but when you say that, when you say that with that cadence, I expect you to do it. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to count us in, I guess.
Well, I'm not warning track. I'm not going to fight you over the 3-2-1 planets. So, you know what? It's your job. You're hosting this. You're the tournament director. I'm leaving it entirely in your hands. We'll pick up the early flirt here as the double agent comes to join us. Honestly, not a bad place for Banana Bread coming off. I think 2 lowlights would be available. Tabsy's not taking it, though. Just going to play it cool as Alice and let a few people pick up highlights for the statue visits here in Courtyard.
Yeah. Now offering to us, I don't think we'll be taking any kind of purloin opportunities. Smallman on Courtyard is probably where Smallman is the weakest. Just because of this really, really high angle, you can't really hide behind things. And one of your biggest avenues to completion on Courtyard is purloin. And you've actually got a downside with Smallman with purloin, because there's this kneel down from Toby that you have to consider. It makes it much more visible to the sniper's eyes that you are being offered to. So
Yep, certainly true. Smallman also can't do the other win condition, which is an inspect swap so well either. So, yeah, I agree. Smallman is really not great on Courtyard. Really good Banana Bread here, though.
yeah, literally
I think
perfect.
Disney may have been the low light available, but it was close enough that Rov not taking it, and no low lights coming off. So Thabsies now is going to go walk away and finish this flirt. No, going for the briefcase instead. So fingerprint is the play. The ambassador did leave a print on that statue right there. So inspect, print, finish is possible.
Yeah, so it is. Returns all nicely, as we were sitting with the briefcase. I think that's actually Cowboy RST smudging the print on the statue, or maybe it's the other one, I'm not sure.
No, I think it's that one right there. And that's unfortunate, but we still have the opportunity. We still need 2 more flirts though before we can do that, and time has ticked down. Screw it. We're going to pick up this flirt right here. 65%. It's a flirt. Green test for 85%, so that's all well and good. We'll pick up the inspects here. Are we going to go statue to statue and go for that green test? We're down to a minute left.
Yeah, I'd be very interested. You say unfortunate that it got smudged, but some people would call that fortunate, because some people want to go for the difficult print on this statue rather than go for the clean print, because I think it's a higher chance of winning. Higher chance that I hit the green test and don't get shot than not have to have a green test and get shot anyways. So we'll see last flirt coming in for Tabsies. One print, all that is standing between him and mission win countdown, but is one print all that's standing between him and a bullet as well as the big question.
That is the question. The briefcase is down, but the ambassador is not being pushed away. Tabsies is going to go back and try for this difficult. I don't think it's been smudged any further, so it's going to be available if we can hit the test. That's going to be the question, though. Yep, it's a green test. We hit it. Mission win countdown is on, and Rob is staring us down, though. The shot is going to come off in our foot. Cowboy almost takes it for us like a bro, but doesn't. We get shot. Rob crediting the difficult fingerprint and taking the correct shot for the soft tail finish.
The small tail finish, indeed.
Also, yes.
Well, come on. What's the point of AI seducing AIs if they won't take a bullet for you, right? But yeah, very nicely played from Rov there. Good shot coming off. Tabsies is playing a pretty typical soft tail game on Courtyard. Hits the green test on the fingerprint, and that is going to win you a lot of games, but not this one. Rov keeps it in there.
Yep, absolutely true. So Courtyard, clearly sniper-sided thus far with a sample size of 1, as Rov goes into the spy side.
Yep. Rov now trying to break free real early in this set, but it is, of course, Courtyard. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Alright, so the question, as always, how do we play this out? There's always the typical Courtyard game, quote-unquote. We could have gone for a bug there, but decided not to. Rob instead just going to make circuits around the center, playing a little bit of NASCAR, and finally settle next to our seduction target to pick up our first flirt here.
Yeah, 34% early flirts. You always prefer the 51%, but you're never complaining about 34.
I mean, I don't know why players don't just choose the green test, but this is fine.
Us sitting here in our ivory towers with our 60% green test rates.
Yeah, it's a choice. Anyway, we're going to go stand next to the ambassador here. We are in standing bug range if we can find an opportunity for it, but Tabsies is doing a good job of keeping us next to the ambassador on camera at all times. It feels like it's going to be real tough to get one by him. We're just going to take a drink instead. Still have the bug available because it's not taking up our bugging arm, but Tabsies is just really keeping that angle available.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, wow. Standing bug into fingerprintable drink. What progress! And this is not going to be your typical spy game on Courtyard. Because at the very least, we have the option of finishing fingerprint when the ambassador leaves his briefcase back here.
Yep, and with that bug as well, if it was clean, the animation was visible on Tabsies Sniper. But if that bug is clean, there's no possible way we're going to have a good mission count here on Rov. Okay, we're giving up on the fingerprint for now. We're going to pick up Flirt instead, and this is fine. We got to get Flirt done, obviously. We also have to get our banana bread in somewhere. The double agent is hanging out, so that's fine.
Well, these are problems that you want to be having on Courtyard, though, is a thing. Of all the issues to be having, I need to get my Flirt, I need to get my contact. These are the ones that you kind of prefer to be dealing with rather than where am I going to get this last mission from? We've already got it. It's the bug. So even if the fingerprints don't work out, statues always can.
Yep, looks like banana bread is the plan now. This is actually a really good spot for it. I would just fire it off right now. Yep, there it is. It's a green test. Maybe even split into statues right now. But no, we probably just want to get that Flirt done instead and hope for a fingerprint.
Yeah, the time is ticking down a little bit. The ambassador's being a little bit mean about how immobile he is being right now. The main thing with getting this bug clean is that you have to worry about the fact that there's not that many places for ambassador to put down prints, right? It's basically the briefcase or drinks or nothing.
The cheese flip from Rob there, really nice. We're gonna go try and force the ambassador out, but no, the ambassador. We're not close enough to force the ambassador out.
Yeah,
we're not gonna be able to pick up this print.
I don't think that Rav wanted to be that close to the ambassador because of bug suspicion, but that's just not gonna be enough. And we can't take this drink. I know that there's the ambassador's holding one, but it was taken a long time ago. Here comes
green purloin instead. Okay, well, so there's going to be overtime at the very least. And if Tabsies is on top of this purloin chain, I think we were the first rejectors on it. Let's see what Twin does here. Twin rejects as well, so there are now 2 rejectors on the purloin.
Yeah, and it's going to hang, so...
And clock is hanging. Okay, so Tabsies knows it has to be either a swap or a purloin coming out.
It gets
taken. The list is seen missing. 7 seconds. Time to make a decision, but not yet. And finally finds the right shot here on Sorry.
Yeah, that's... What a shot. Even though the party was narrowed down to 2, effectively, right? Tabsies took his time, knew he had 10 seconds to suss this out, right? And actually, a big mistake here, I think, from Rav, is Ambassador would have left this conversation if left alone. If we had not joined this conversation, they would have left, like guaranteed, because they were in the conversation.
Also a good point.
And they're finishing up this cycle. So if Rav may be getting a little bit impatient, not considering how that would affect the party going forward, and in the end, it burns them because Tabsies finds a very, very nice shot.
Yeah, I think I would like to have seen Rob just go and pick up Inspecs there instead of going for the fingerprint finish. Just because if you haven't seen that bug, like, how do you have a good mission count, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, not having the bug is so critical because, like, that's why I said earlier. Even if the prints aren't working out, you can always bail out the statues, and you're probably not getting shot because, you know, who on Courtyard is going to shoot for Inspecs in a contact? If you do that on Courtyard, you're going to shoot AIs like every other game.
Absolutely true. So either way, Tabsies manages to kind of snatch victory from the jaws of defeat there, I think, and keep things tied up at 1-1.
Yeah, now we go into Terrace with, again, Tabsies on the spy side playing as Buns. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So again, worth noting, this is the only 3 of X venue we're going to see in this set. I think, and really kind of the only heavily behavioral venue that we're going to see. For obvious reasons, of course, Terrace being one of those venues where fake banana breads abound, where all sorts of other shenanigans abound. We have fingerprint on, swap off, by the way. That's kind of the standard layout here. And we're letting the AI just take control and stay in control as we land next to the Ambassador finally.
Yeah, maybe we're looking for that nice terrace pathing, which can be hard to replicate sometimes. We do get dumped next to our ST, which is nice for Tabsies. And, of course, we next to the Ambassador, but I don't think Rav has any not crediting this bug at all, nothing like that. Rav, a good enough sniper to say, yeah, there was just no bug there, I don't have to worry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Boots not having the greatest bug animation, standing bug or walking bug to begin with. Nothing really to worry about on Tabsies' side.
Oh, look at this contact.
Yeah, this is such a good contact. There will be 2 lowlights available, but everybody else will have real. And Tabsies clearly agrees taking the banana bread. And I think that's a good trade. You'll take the 2 lowlights for everybody else having real.
Ooh, we could have maybe tried to take a bug there while the contact lowlights were still being taken, but it would have to be like a very snap decision kind of thing. And Tabsies doesn't seem like the type to really be on the snap decision side.
No, and speaking of snap, the arm snapback would have been pretty visible as well, I think. There was a little bit of cover, but I think it probably would have been seen. If nothing else, the lean would have been visible. So I don't hate that choice at all.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk. Now, it is a risk that basically wins you the game on the spot if it works, but you have to weigh that against the odds that you just get shot instantly. And you have to do that very, very quickly, right? It has to be something that you do instinctively, basically, and Tabsies decides not to.
Yep. So we're still playing a standard terrorist game here. Flirt, contact, and finding a third mission. For many players, it's going to be Purloin, of course. We haven't gotten any fingerprints thus far with under a minute 30 left to go, so fingerprints are probably not in the plan. We're going to go into the bar instead.
So we don't get that last flirt, and we will need 2 more if we don't hit the green test, so...
Yep, but this is fine again. With a minute left, we have to find hopefully 1 more flirt, maybe 2, and fire off this delegate. And again, this is playing out like a pretty standard terrorist game thus far. We're going to try and get this flirt first, because if we can hit this green test, that will inform how we play out the rest of this game for sure. The safety off here on Sick. No shot coming off yet, but the laser following him as he goes for this briefcase as well. Sick is the primary suspect, and Rob, it seems like, is really struggling to hold this shot.
Yeah, the question is, if we purloin right now to, like, someone else... Yes, we're knocking out Seek, but is the confusion of Seek being knocked out and having to take a shot within 10 seconds and reevaluate the party, suddenly update that, is that confusion enough to get us the mission win? Tabsies doesn't go for it, but now we're on down to 20 seconds and we need something here.
Yeah. our delegate option is gone. The delegate timer has expired just now.
We could
See, it comes
theoretically
to us.
go to bar, but it would be too late. We
The
wouldn't
timing
be able...
is so rough. The ambassador comes next to us. We have the drink in hand. We
Oh,
go
it's a
for the
drink bug!
wrong arm
It's a
bug
drink
on the way
bug!
out. Oh,
It's
it's
a
a drink
drink
bug.
bug!
It was, but the shot's coming off anyway. No respect from Raw for the drink bug. That Tabsies manages to hit the pixel perfect bug. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and the thing about drink bugs is, yes, they are very strong, but there still is an animation, right? There's still something that you can notice as the sniper, and Tabsies is well known for having this in the tech arsenal. So, the main thing is a surprise and the unexpected ability of a drink hand to be bugging. So if you just are watching just the other arm, you'll think, not a bug. But of course, in this case, there's a clear visibility on that drink going down and bugging the ambassador. And despite the drink bug, despite the power, Rob finds the shot, and Tabsies not able to convert that.
Also helps a lot that the party just wasn't really giving us much help otherwise. Nobody else really doing anything that could have caused overtime, unless you're crediting someone with having a third mission done and talking and flirting for the finish. So that also helps not giving Rob much else to pay attention to.
Yeah, for sure. Now we'll see if Rob can win a game on Terrace in 3, 2, 1. Playing it. Speaking of bugs, we are playing General, who has, probably the best walking bug in the game.
Yep, and this is definitely one of the venues where that bug can be so powerful. I mean, on any 3 of X venue, if you get the bug off, it's pretty much a binary win or lose, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so we're going to do a respectful flirt here. White test for 31%. The ambassador lands in a very non-buggable position, not at all vulnerable. Like maybe Queen could pick up a standing bug here, but we certainly cannot, and that's the important point.
Well, the important point for us, the important point for the sniper, that's a pretty vulnerable spot, if I'm being honest. I'd be staring that down as the sniper. It's not hard to stare down, but it's just a lot of attention being sucked to that one spot in the party. Of course, now the ambassador is most definitely not in a buggable spot. Teal was the only one potentially in range, and it's a very wide open, easy to see bug if that happens.
Yeah, Sorry takes a bug path there, but the arm swing is visible, so if Tabsies is on top of it, which he was staring it down, is aware that no bug took place. And the party, not very active thus far. A couple people have picked up drinks. Here's the first fingerprint off that briefcase. Not much in the way of statue action. It's been quiet so far. We're going to go in for a second respectful flirt here. It's going to be coming off any moment now. Yep, another white test, 58%.
Yeah, 58% is not enough for one more white test to get us the full flirt. Of course, it's not that big of a deal with 2 minutes left on the clock. 2 more flirts, if that's what it comes to, that's what it comes to. We're not going to be too concerned. Of course, you just prefer to have it done.
This is also not a bad place for Banana Bread. Kane is, of course, a primary suspect who has been doing a bunch of stuff thus far, but everybody else is in conversation. This is not a bad place for it, but Rob holding off on the Banana Bread for now, hoping for better opportunity as the ambassador comes and joins in right next to us.
Yeah, we could maybe go for something like a Twitch bug here, but Tabsies appears to be watching for it, and the ambassador eventually is pushed out by our presence.
And the double agent leaves too.
Seems a little bit rude, right? For the ambassador to come snuggle up next to us and then be like, ugh.
Oh no, 99% on the flirt.
Oh, even the green test, not enough.
And Rob, a little camera shake to show his disappointment with that.
Have you ever seen a green test that gets you up to 99%? Oh, God.
Yeah, not good times. The ambassador comes right back to the same position, but we're talking. I'm assuming a bug here is not going to happen. Yep, the ambassador walks away again, and the double agent does not come join us. Double agent is teasing. And Rob is now under a minute. Still needs to finish flirt and find 2 more missions.
Yeah, 0 check marks here for Rob, and the double agent continues to not be happy. He said, I was here. I did my job. You never said the code phrase. It was such a nice contact, too. I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going to be at these statues. These statues are nice.
We kind of have to go for like a crash bug now, right? I don't really see what other options we have. But
Even
the ambassador
with a crash bug, though, you'd still need the contact.
Yeah, and another flirt. Like, the only thing I can see is just kind of a weird walk-around path, get that bug, pick up an early flirt, and then immediately bail into like a timeout or something. But I don't see how we're going to finish here at this point. We can finish our flirt.
Bail into delegate Purloin from Kane into bugging? Like, that would be the way if you had started it, maybe 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, desperation
But
banana bread's gonna come off, but yeah, we're just gonna time out here.
yeah, the one bad thing about having no SDAs on Terrace is that when the double agent is out, there are no fakes to be given to anybody. And of course, even if that were the case, Tabsies would still always be waiting for overtime here since the content came off at around, 5 seconds or something like that. Not very much time left in the game. Under 10 seconds left. So, able to hold, which, made easier by the fact that there never was a contact in the first place. But Rav not able to find the conversion of any kind of sniper victories into a lead in the set. Now you get to play Ballroom.
Yep, with things tied up 2-2. As you said last time, let's see if any player is really able to demonstrate their skill and really make advantage of the skill differential that Ballroom offers.
Indeed, Sped. Thank you for finally seeing the light in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Tabsies could have gone for a Chaos Bug, but it was being stared down and does not choose to take advantage of it. I think Pearls is one of the characters that does do the drink bug or the book bug or the offhand bug more easily as well, by the way. And I think we've seen Tabsies take advantage of that against you, as I recall, in the PAX Invitational.
Yeah. That was actually the debut of the fact that this tech could be replicated. It was a known bug before then. Known bug in the game code, not known ambassador bugging technique. It was a known bug before
we
then.
pick up a highlight. I think we maybe got credit for a Chaos Bug early on.
Oh, yeah, that would be a little bit bad for Tabsies. Rubbing up against the ambassador when you don't have the bug is pretty much the worst scenario to be in, yet taking that suspicion with none of the threat.
Alright, well, let's see how this plays out. It's hard to tell how much of a suspicion there actually is. It may just be a credit and Rob wants to keep track of that, but either way, we're just playing it cool. We're sitting here, we're going to timer flirt this out again. Both these players have been very respectful with their flirts, by the way. Really not a lot of close flirts, both players leaving some space.
Yeah, being pretty respectful, which is interesting because, a lot of players, they don't watch the flirts that closely. So why are you being, why are you being respectful about it, right?
Yeah, definitely true. I don't really know. I don't think Rob is the type of player to flirt track all that carefully. I could be wrong, of course. Tabsies, I'm not sure either. Looks like, geez, another bug path. It was being stared down. We're aware that we didn't bug, probably. But this is the second time where we've taken that sort of weird, bumpy bug path between now and in Chaos.
Yeah. Difficult fingerprint fails on this bookcase, and now Tabsies is looking like a dead spy walking here. We don't have any mission completes, just the progress on the Seduce, and very, very likely we've got credit for bug and a single fingerprint, none of which we have.
Yeah, we'll finish our flirt here, and we are in standing bug range. We don't take it as the ambassador leaves, but the ambassador comes and joins us into even closer standing bug range. Okay, so this is fine. A lot of cover here if we choose to take it, actually. And we are going to take it. The bug comes off. The snapback was very, very visible. Rav not shooting, though. And the contact comes off to distract as well.
Wow!
Okay, and with Purloin,
Wow!
with an incredible flurry of activity here, is suddenly on mission win pending with that green Purloin. Here it comes. It's going to come off. And how does Rav shoot for this? The list isn't even seen. It's blocked by the pillar. It's finally seen now after Rocker takes it, but we're down to 3 seconds on the countdown, and no shots going to come off.
Wow. What an incredible finish. We did not have any mission completes until 108 left when we finished our flirt. And then 18 seconds later, we were mission win pending.
Wow. I thought that bug was pretty visible. I thought we were going to be dead for that bug. But we get away with it, and then, screw it. We get 2 more missions done, rapid fire, distracting from the Purloin with the banana bread, and Tabsies coming from basically nowhere. We said during that game, dead spy walking, but no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, what an impressive way to convert a game that just seems so lost from Tabsies here. Never give up, never surrender, and now Rav needs to snap back with a spy win of his own if he's going to keep this set even. And of course, it's ballroom. You can make it happen if you really have, if there's a will, there's a way for Rav. But Tabsies also has a will and is looking to shut down that way. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right. So if you're Rob, how tilted are you from that finish?
I don't know about tilted necessarily. Maybe a little bit disappointed in myself for missing so many things in the end of the game there. But I think that of all mission wins to let by is not one of the tilting ones, it feels like.
Well, we'll see here. We're picking up the early flirt. It's a green test, 51%. You'd like to see that. And, standard start here from Rav. No explosive rush coming out to kind of sort of try and seize control back on the set. Just playing it slow, playing, so far, a standard ballroom game.
Yeah, 50, it's just it's flirt early. And we're timer floating, apparently.
Which is fine. If you green test that first one, you can certainly afford to take the second timer flirt if, of course, the selection target cooperates and stays. Which, is never a given, as we've seen in both the previous set and this one. And nope. Second target will bail on us.
There's been a lot of bailing of second targets in this general cast.
Double Agent, too. The Double Agent has been really, really cruel to players throughout. And we're going to take advantage and proactively go and stand next to the Double Agent this time. A lot of characters out for the Banana Bread right now, and we're going to hold off, which I think is the right choice, of course, until the party settles down a bit more.
Yeah. Here comes the contact, which is a really good one, actually. Only 2 people out of contact here, and we're going to see Tabsies taking highlights for real, which with this group of, 5 people, it's it's a pretty solid number to be taking real highlights for.
Yeah, missed the load on Twin, who went to center statues, or side statues there, excuse me. And, in theory, that could come back to bite Tabsies later on if Twin does more shenanigans and could be finishing. But in the meantime, not much going on here. We're just hanging out, waiting for our seduction target, presumably to land again. And we're going to get rewarded as they come right next to us.
No, not the green test. Couldn't finish up the flirt here. Unfortunate for Rav, but when you get the ST coming to you, you don't complain too much.
Yeah. You can't knock it. And we're going to fire off a fake Banana Bread as well. Also a really good one.
Just
however, one more low light, but neither of the Double Agent or the STA were in conversation there. We're requesting a drink, though. Purloin has to be the play here. And it's a white test. We've seen players get burned by white tests so far a bunch today. Zoom in. The list is now visible. Tabsies not shooting immediately.
Maybe just trying to confirm that the list is indeed gone.
Yep. Okay.
Another highlight coming off. Not a shot, though. Here comes the last flirt. We still need one more mission, and we've got to be a high suspect going forward. The
15 seconds.
Not really
Ambassador's Landing. We could go for a crash bug. That's really our only avenue to finishing, though. At this point, what's it going to be, Rav?
So many highlights, but no shots. We're going to go in for this bug, and we're going to bug on the way through. I think that is going to, you're just going to get a shot. Even without the overtime, I think Tabsies shoots that, but the overtime just makes it a lot easier to confirm and say, you know what, it's a bug for sure, don't have to worry about it, and the shot doesn't need to come off. Tabsies takes the lead.
I mean, if you're Tabsies there, you're just drink bugging, right?
Well, in this case, drink bug actually doesn't help that much, in my opinion.
I agree.
Because a wrong arm bug is basically just as good.
Yeah, but that's not a wrong arm because we path around the interior of the conversation circle through the ambassador, which makes it look so much more suspicious.
Indeed. Indeed it does. And now we are on to library.
Yes, we are. Tabsies manages the sweet ballroom.
And we're playing
really
Smallman again.
Yep. And Tabsies, a really tech-heavy player, likes playing tricks. If you saw the beginner cast like Corvus and I did the other day, Tabsies spent like 3 minutes hiding behind a pillar as Twin. So we could be seeing some heavy shenanigans coming out this game. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, I would not be shocked, especially since we are playing the king of shenanigans himself. We'll see if there are any of these in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep, Tabsies takes control immediately. The ambassador is hanging out, being watched pretty carefully. We take a little bit of a bug path, but don't take the bug. This is fine. We're fine.
Everything is fine. I mean, last time we got seemingly credited for a bug that we didn't get. We won that game, so...
Yep, that's true. We take sort of the spy position in the conversation circle, hiding behind the pillar. Nothing really to do with that yet. No double agent in our conversation circle. The selection target passed away to the other conversation, or to the window, excuse me. We're just gonna hang out though. We're small man. This is fine. We can fire out like 3 time ads, rapid fire. Not a big deal.
Well, if you fire off 3 rapid fire time ads, the sniper is going to be thinking, I wonder who could have done all of these time ads without me noticing them at windows. And maybe put a little highlight on Smallman. Of course, if they're all green, the sniper has no idea how many you did. So just green all of your time ads.
Again, I don't know why my players don't just choose to green test. Speaking of time ticking away, we've been hanging out here just idling for a long, long time.
Yeah, no flirt progress. There's so much respect on these flirts. What is this?
Or lack thereof. Selection target paths away into the far conversation circle. I would like to see us follow, I hope. Because at this point, we have to start getting mission progress done. Obviously, Tabsies, very capable of getting a lot of mission progress done very quickly, as we just saw. But even so, library, that can be a bit more of a tough task with the spread out nature of the venue. And Tabsies, not helping himself out yet. 0 mission progress done, 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, and of all the people that try to put pressure on with kind of slow play and not really doing anything, Rav does not feel like one of the snipers you want to do that against. Rav feels like he's going to mission count you.
Here we go. We missed the pad. Twitch onto the pad. Okay, here we go. It's time ad time. You know it is, right?
Yeah, Fabsy's twitching over completely behind this pillar. 1. It's a white time ad though. 2,
3,
green test. 4, white time ad again. 5,
6,
7 time ads. 6.
I counted 7, but either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We now have 7 minutes to play. Okay. All right, Tabsies. Well, so we said that small man can do that. Okay, Tabsies. We've seen this before, by the way. Tabsies is no stranger to spamming time ads on library in competitive matches. We saw that in the last Summer Cup last year, and now we have 7 minutes left. We pick up our first flirt left, but we no longer have the time pressure at all.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes to play is quite a bit of time. So what do you want to talk about for the next 6.5 minutes, Sped? We got some... What do you want to do some chatting about?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who do you like for your selection targets besides small man, obviously, in situations like this?
I mean, I guess. See, I usually random my STs.
I mean, I do too, but sometimes you want to pick a specific one, right?
Sure. I mean, Smallman's usually obviously the obvious pick for if you're gonna like play Tan or something. You don't want him to be an ST, rather an SDA. I think maybe something like a shorter, just people I think are good spies that I want to keep in, or maybe something specific about how I want to frame them, that kind of thing. We'll see. It depends, but very rarely do I actually pick them.
All right, fair enough. We're gonna fire off a fake banana bread right now. We're gonna give off a few lowlights, notably including Pearls here, who is a highlight going to inspect again. If you're the sniper in this situation, you know that multiple time ads went off. You don't know how many, but you suddenly just have another like 6 minutes to watch the party and just have to suss things out. And if you're Rob, especially camp. Like, yeah. That's such a mental load.
It is quite a lot. Camping for that long is very, very difficult to do. It becomes very taxing. And that could have, even if Rob ends up winning this game, that could have impacts on later games in the set where Rob is maybe just that much more tired, that much more unfocused maybe, and not able to take sniper wins that they otherwise would have been able to take. And that can be one of the biggest understated effects of these kind of really, really all-in, I'm going to slow play this for a long time kind of deal. The sniper, like, maybe they have an inkling, like, say, the spy's probably slow playing, right? But they can't stop playing the game. They have to be there. They have to be actively looking for things that you could be doing. It's just a lot to take in.
We picked up a green fingerprint, by the way, which is really nice. We're down under, finally, the original starting time for library. So that's something. But and at this point, by the way, with so much time ticked away and the clock still going slowly, Rob has to know that a lot of time ads came off.
Yeah, the only problem is that at this point, you don't know if they all came off at once, which would point very heavily to Smallman, or if, the spicing in time ads every once in a while.
Yep, definitely true. But we are idling here. I mean, again, you're putting so much pressure on the sniper right now. But if Tabsies isn't planning to finish, I mean, it could be all this effort wasted if we don't do something.
We do take the last sip of our drink, head on in next to our ST, maybe try to find the contact, maybe try to find our last deuce. 2 green tests on that. Not that we needed it, but it is nice to have.
Really? Deuce?
Did I make that pun? Or did you? In your head?
No. You literally said, take our last deuce. Because...
Did I? I'm pretty sure I said it's a deuce.
No. Anyway, we're going to banana bread and move on past this line of conversation.
Look, if that's what I did say, it's because it means 2.
Sure.
Yeah, it means 2. It was a 2 flirt, right?
Yeah. No, sure. This is good. This is fine. Meanwhile, we pick up a highlight, a sweep highlight from there. Maybe Rob figuring out all the time ads that could have happened and just saying, you know what, screw it, I'm highlighting small man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very reasonable. We pick up this book from Yellow. I'm not sure we've ever seen there, actually. I'm not sure if we
I'm not... it's a good point. I'm not either. We're kind of just playing it cool. We're going to try and drop it in green. And it kind of depends if we were seen with it or not.
Yeah, no.
Oh! Wow! Rob all over that in the end. Takes the correct shot for the direct microfilm.
Yeah,
wow.
I think the issue is not that necessarily we were seen with it beforehand and seen taking it out. It's that Rob says, wait a second, why are you opening a book at green? I never saw you at green before. Right? This has to be from somewhere else. And manages to find the shot. Of course, the win, still a tiring one to play, and you're already down in the set. Tabsies may not have won that spy game, but maybe is winning the mental game here.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Can I just highlight one thing, though? The impressive thing from Rob finding that shot is not just finding the shot in the end, but also being so sure of his camping, so sure that no other hardtails, especially a bug, was slit by him, that he doesn't take a civ shot there. With so much time, so many characters going to statues and potentially having win conditions other than hardtails, really, really good job by Rob being so sure that no other microfilms got by him, no other bugs got by him, and knowing that nobody else could be finished.
Yeah, for sure. The fortitude to not ever civ shot there is also something that we haven't really been mentioning. But yeah, I think that even with that win, it's still going to be hard for Rob going forward. Needs to find this win on Spy side of Library. I think to kind of recenter, and say, you may have had control so far, you may have a bit of the mental advantage here, but I can bring this back, I can control you. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So how would you approach this game? Looks like Rob is choosing to approach it with a cheese book. We go straight into the bookshelf. It's so... We're not ripping it out, though. Okay, so we're not taking the aggressive play that I thought, maybe. We are going to animation microfilm here. Oh, the arm is visible on camera. Okay.
No.
Well, we go from a very, very, very long library sniper win to a very short one.
And that just hammers home the kind of exhaustion that could result from that sniper game that Rob just played. When you go in, when you finally win that sniper game, you go into your spy game and you're shot. Like 15 seconds in, and then you have to go back to sniping again. Oh boy,
It's
that's
like
gonna be a
it's
rough
like
time.
football, right? The offense throws down like an 8 minute long grinding drive. The defense is worn out. The offense goes back in, throws an immediate interception, and the defense has to go right back out there. It's both demoralizing and physically exhausting.
Exactly, exactly, and that can take a toll. And of course, even before all that, you have to consider Tabsies still ahead in the set at a current score line of 5-3.
And we're going into another tech/cheese playground here of Aquarium.
Oh, you bet it is. This one. Tabsies playing as Duke in 3-2-1, playing it.
All right, we're starting with a drink in hand. We're not going for the early bug shenanigans. We're just going to go land in the center conversation circle here and wait things out. The selection target does not join us. Selection target takes a bug path kind of behind the shark, so is now probably credited for that bug. But we're playing it cool.
Yeah. And Tabsies was actually the one in the round of 32 in his match then to take the shark walk cheese and convert it into something a little bit new, something a little bit harder to execute in a rush. He both rushed and shark cheesed in one game, and it worked. It worked spectacularly. I can't speak honestly. So like
It did good. It was good.
it did good. Thank you. It did good. It was a good spy win. I was very impressed. We'll see if Tabsies has anything more up the sleeves here. But the shark does not start in the same place as that last time. We don't start in the same place as that last time. So you have to adapt to the scenario of the party.
Yep, certainly true. These conversation circles are pretty full. This is not a bad time for a banana bread, and Tabsies clearly agrees, firing off a green test, giving a whole lot of people real as long as 5 lowlights available. But I think he'll take that trade again, giving off more lowlights from more people who have the real mission done. That's not too bad. And let's see what Tabsies has in mind here. We're playing this definitely slower. This is not going to be the same sort of shark cheese rush.
Yeah, for sure. Not one of those at all.
Also, no lowlights came off after all after that banana bread. Just worth pointing out.
That actually is very important because the more people you have to keep track of, the more people can get in the way of you noticing what the spy is doing, the more exhausting keeping track of a party can be, and we've really have been talking about the role that being tired could play here. 80% now on the flirt. Blue book still in hand, taking a lot of time on this. Tabsies, though, getting other progress while we're doing this, so if we do see a direct microfilm, and if that does get away, we're not going to be stranded with no time left.
Yeah, the shark comes by, but the ambassador's going to leave, unfortunately, before we can do any sort of middle shark cheese with a book in hand, unfortunately. So Tabsy's going to walk away. What?
Oh,
okay. Oh, microfilming behind the shark, just standing there. The legs were visible, though. And the bug path as well. Probably going for that book bug, but we don't get it off.
You can just wrong arm that bug that Tabsies. You don't have to go for the... you don't... I mean, maybe we weren't ever even going for the bug. The problem is that we might get credited for it anyways.
Especially because we're Tabsies.
Yeah, especially because of that, yes.
All right, so it feels like we picked up a lot of suspicion. We have the microfilm in hand, but we're down to a minute left. It feels like getting another microfilm, animation microfilm, another flirt, and another mission with a minute left, that seems pretty prohibitive.
It's going to be difficult. I think that Tabsies' maybe best option could be look to finish flirt, find that bug we may be credited for anyways, and then go in to green bookshelf and walk with the shark after the microfilm. Is how I would approach this, perhaps.
Yeah, but with 30 seconds left, how do you even get that done? I mean, we have to
go fast.
We have to flirt now. We have to take a weird path around the bug path now.
Not going for the bug path. No, we're going somewhere completely different. This is not at all...
Back statues. This is not going to be able to get things done. Even if we swap here, we can't finish inspects.
It must be
this is not going to do it.
It must be a frame.
All right, we swapped. We swapped. We're trying to frame somebody, but Rav just staring us down. Rav not taking the bait. The shark is just going to... Waiting for overtime. Oh, no. Thinking that Wheels maybe was cheesing at the end, but no. The time just ticks down. Rav is saved from having to take the shark shot. This is fine. Roth picks up the sniper win with the timeout.
It was a weirdly muted response to that swap, by the way. Let's see, Teal, had she been to another? Yeah, she had actually completed statues. So this was a swap from onto Teal, who had completed statues. When this contact comes off, she is in for real. So if Rav is all over that, there's a large chance that Teal just dies, and this game works out in Tabsies' favor. But maybe not even like recognizing that the swap came off, some kind of mismemorization here. It absolutely could have been something like that, because this statue was swapped well before 10-second mark, so no waiting for overtime, and Rav may have just forgotten what the statue was and saved himself from a frame.
I mean, sometimes it happens, right? Like, even the best players in the game sometimes just get luck like that. I mean, the best players in the game have phantom swaps and phantom no swaps. So, Rob confirms in chat, by the way, that was just forgot the statues and is bailed out by his own memory.
And maybe that's the flip side of this whole exhaustion thing, right?
Yep, absolutely true. That's a really good point.
So tired that we forgot the statue and saves us a shot onto Teal. I mean, we might have shot Duke anyways for the bug credit, but you don't have to shoot either one of them, and Rav manages to make the game work. Of course, if we actually had gotten that bug earlier from the Shark, that's a mission win for Tabsies. So
yeah, also true. It cuts every way, but I mean, not to continue the American football metaphors, but SpyParty really can be a game of inches, or pixels in this case. Minute things that happen in the course of the game, in the end, can snowball or not snowball into a win condition for the spy or the sniper. And this is just yet another example of that.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors that can go into whether or not you lose a game, and maybe sometimes one player deserves to win, but there are factors outside of their control that contribute to not winning that game, and, well, that might have been one of them. Rav maybe getting a little bit lucky, or just able to hold in a high-stress situation. But now you're still behind. You still have to win the Spies out of Aquarium.
Yep, but the tie well within reach here.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right. So, again, this is a replay cast. We don't know what the situation is. If Rav is taking some time to watch replays, to maybe take a couple deep breaths. But Rav, at this point, probably feeling good, hopefully, about that hold, and looking to respond. But playing it slow here again, just as Tabsies did on his spy side.
I don't know. Feeling good about that hold is a little bit questionable to me. I don't know if it's... Because whenever I see a game and I'm like, oh, I should not have won this game, like I missed this bug and they just didn't finish flirt or something, that always feels bad to me personally anyways. I don't know if that's how Rob would think of it, but it could cut the other way, right?
Yep, definitely true. Rav going to bail and go pick up his first flirt. Presumably the double agent is here in the conversation as well. And this is not a bad BB. There's a few out. But we'll pick up the flirt first. It's a green test, 51%. Not quite taking the BB yet, though.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe waiting for a few more people to get in.
Like, honestly, this isn't terrible either way. There would be 5 lowlights available. 2 of them are highlights, though, for being bar visitors. And at this point, just holding. Looks like we're even going to timer flirt this as well. And that's fine. Rav has the time for that, especially with the early green test.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a banana bread.
Oh, it's a knockout Smallman, though. He just split on us.
If Tabsies was aware of it, the timing was close, though. If Tabsies wasn't completely aware, and it doesn't look like he was, because Smallman remains a highlight for the assumed real split.
Yeah. Usually I'm okay with doing these, real contact highlights, but when real contact highlights include literally the entire party except for one character that's not Lolit, I think you got a little bit overboard, Tabsies.
Well, we'll see if it works out, of course. I mean, Tabsies has a system. And we'll see. This is going to be very, very taxing on his memory, of course. Aquarium, a very, like any venue with a full party, very memory intensive, especially with all the different statue sites. But thus far, oh, safety off
safety.
already on Irish.
I think
Maybe
it's
suspecting some shark cheese coming off, but no swap comes off. This is fine. The shot doesn't come off either. Thabsies holds for now.
wow. It's actually a little bit surprising that you hold there because, I mean, maybe just not actually able to take the shot in time and gets bailed out by the fact that it wasn't actually a shark cheese. I'm not sure.
Okay. So Rav, we're fine. This is fine. We have a minute left. Rav going to pick up delegate, presumably. Maybe, or just reject. Okay.
Maybe try to follow Smallman to this bar visit. Yeah, okay.
Yep, okay.
Start, sure.
Very AI-like play, but here's the thing. We're down to 50 seconds left. We have Flirt and Banana Bread done, which is great. But we can't direct Purloin here because obviously we couldn't have been delegated to. How do we finish? We need 2 more missions. We once again don't even bother taking a drink. We'll take the bug. The wrong arm, very visible. The wrong arm just waves at the sniper, but the sniper doesn't take the shot. Thabsies did not see it, I don't think. Yeah, and now we have the option for some shark cheese here at the end with the book in hand. Are we going to take the shark walk?
Oh, we're gonna try.
Yes, we are. But it's so visible. Our head is visible.
He's not doing it correctly though. He's not.
But it's fine. Thabsies not noticing the highlight hanging out behind the shark.
I don't know. I think that it has been noticed. I think it has been noticed.
Yep, and the shot comes off on the shoes before we even slam the book in. Thabsies on top of the shark cheese here on Aquarium and finds the correct shot at the end.
And that's, I think, something that throws a lot of people off about Bottom Shark in particular. It covers way lower than you would expect. You can see the heads of people in these conversations, like at the top here, except when the fin's there. So you have to be walking under these conversations to actually take this kind of completely hidden shark walk. So I think it's just a misunderstanding of where the shark actually is on the sniper's screen from Rav. Of course, it's still shootable, even if it's completely invisible. Maybe Thabsies realizes that Tila's disappeared and, reappeared on the other side of the venue, right? You're not going to be able to hide during the mission win countdown, but the fact that it was just a little bit sloppy on exactly where we were on the sniper screen makes it easy for Thabsies.
Yep, definitely true. And it kind of looked like from the sniper angle that Thabsies maybe was even thinking about taking the shot before the shark walk began. Just as we walked over into the green, the laser kind of hovered over near us, and then, I think Thabsies was probably planning to take the shot as the shark vanished at the blue bookshelf either way.
Yeah, that does seem fairly likely. It's just all of the stuttering around visibly behind shark makes the shot 10 times easier to take. And Thabsies now on match point here, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Going 6-4, going into 4 of 7 pub.
Indeed. We'll see if Rav can find, this sniper win to hold it, and then find a spy win they haven't been able to find at all this set to bring it to OT. Thabsies now playing as Bling Twin. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Worth noting as well, same overtime setup as we talked about in the last set, in case we get there. But Thabsies just going to chase down the seduction target here, wait for her to land somewhere, and hopefully pick up that first flirt and start this game off that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Standing in the middle of the conversation circle to be sure he's within green test range. 51% to that first flirt. We'll take that.
Yes, you will. It's the best flirt you can possibly get. You will always take that.
Absolutely. A little bit of a no talk there. But it's fine. This is fine. We'll pick up the talk. Not noticed. Maybe are we going to timer flirt this? It looks like Thabsies kind of has that in mind, hoping that Sorry will hang out and wait, and we can pick up that flirt, get that mission done right off the bat, and then move in to get the other 3 missions done. But again, 4 of 7 pub, different animal. That inspect, of course, very easy to complete. But finding that bug not as easy here as it is on other venues. Purloin can be, kind of a binary sort of mission as well. 4 of 7, it can be pretty hard to get that spy win past.
Yeah, for sure. That is it suffers from kind of the same problem as Courtyard does, in that you're gonna most likely be getting something like inspect, uh, inspect, flirt, contact, right? And you're looking for your last mission. Of course, the fact that it's a bar venue rather than a tray venue makes it a very different texture to how you're trying to complete than courtyard, but you still have the same basic dilemma.
Yep, absolutely true. And it looks like the timer flirt is a play, but sorry leaves just as the flirtation cooldown expires. You hate to see it. We're just gonna have to chase her, or maybe just go walk in and pick up this banana bread if the double agent will cooperate with us. And that appears to be the plan. But the party is not cooperating as the conversation circles are very empty with many people inside the pub.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a risk, even just to take this contact alone with the double agent, because if the SDA is out, you are suddenly very, very suspicious.
Yep, definitely true. But the conversation circles are filling in, so Thabsies will hopefully just take this banana bread pretty shortly. I mean, I know it's not perfect, and you always want the perfect BB, but as we've seen multiple times today, you can't rely on getting it later, so you just kind of have to take it when it's available. Now is not the worst time, I don't think.
Yeah, not really. Actually, this contact has become very good in the time we've been talking, and Fabdies agrees. We take the contact. We have a couple low lights, but that's always going to happen when you're taking a contact. Pretty much, it's very rare that you're not going to have any of them.
Yep, but we're down to a minute. Again, I know we're kind of a broken record at this point, but time is our enemy. Under a minute, we're going to finish off our floor here, but we have to find not one, but two missions. The ambassador's leaving a print, but it's so late to get fingerprints done. We can go pick him, inspect, and then immediately into a purloin or something. But Thabsies has to get a move on pretty quickly.
Yeah. 40 seconds up on the clock. Even the statue. I mean, if you want to swap statues on pub, be my guest, but it's not really going to be likely to work. Babsy's taking a little camera shake at the ambassador. Maybe he wanted to go for that statue, but now is mad that the ambassador is currently taking it up, making it a lot more difficult to find any kind of mission win. And I would not be surprised to see Babsy's commit to a timeout.
Yeah, or of course a time ad is always the other option. And it looks like that's the play. We're going into the window, the time ad window here at the side. We'll wait.
Alice is here. He's a highlight.
Yeah, Alice is here, is a highlight. Her watch check is not visible, so here comes the green test. The clock is going to hang. So now how does Rov react? Lowlights are available for people who have not been to bar or statues. Not taking them, though. As we go into the statue here, it has a print on it, but I don't think that's what Thabsies is concerned with. We'll pick up the inspect, we'll pick up the fingerprint, and that's fine. But we still need to finish.
Yeah,
and at this point, Rov has to be... Sorry, go ahead.
Hot take, I think we should have white time added intentionally.
Yep, I agree. We'll pick up the inspect, but we're just going to put it down. Thabsies needs to find another mission, though.
Mm-hmm. The main problem... Oh, yeah, here comes a bug. We're going to try to dance. Wow.
Thabsies going for the bug dance behind the conversation circle, but not short enough. This is not small man. This is twin. They are not tiny, and Duke does not give enough cover. Rob finds the shot and the sniper win to keep overtime in range.
Shockingly, I think the dance did not help us. Rob seemed confused for a second, thinking maybe Alice could have taken that bug, because she did leave right as we were approaching as well. And, of course, there is a little bit of a delay between when you start hearing the beeps and when you actually see the tell on your screen. So, knowing this, it really could have been either Twin or Alice taking this bug, and maybe we would have gotten an Alice shot. But instead we try to dance and give Rav the clear view of who it is, just needs to find the bullet into our skull, and successfully does that. And I said earlier we should have white time added because of this overtime issue, right? We were not the only ones at Windows, but we weren't anywhere near finishing, so we couldn't frame a delegate or something like that, right? So if we do a white time at least when we're about to get our mission when done, there's not going to be overtime, or you can have Rav be paranoid about an AI completing missions even when there's no actual mission completions done. So maybe a white time ad would have suited our purposes better, but Salmon now for Rav on the spy side needs it right here, or else Stabsies will take the set.
Yep,
In
ready when you are.
2, 1, playing it.
All right. So Rob, with all the pressure in the world on his shoulders, playing for his Winter Cup season to continue, going to pick up this early flirt. Again, very respectful. Green test from a distance, only 33%.
Yeah. 33%. I mean, it's very respectful. It's only 1% off of the actual best flirt, so at least white flirt.
Yes, exactly. We're going for the first fingerprint as well. Yeah, I like the choice. Steady mission progress, especially as we've seen a lot of games going down to the wire in this set. Getting the steady mission progress here instead, going for the early fingerprint, that's fine and sets you up for a lot of options later on. A little drink sip break, that's perfectly legal. It's something AI do. This is fine. But now the question is, what else are we going to do? We're going to have to go for an inspec at some point, probably. We're going to have to finish our flirt. We can go for the soft tail game. The soft tail game can be very, very strong.
Notably, we were trying to flirt through this window on the bar. You can actually do that, but I don't think we were close enough. The distance rules still apply in the same exact way as they do in normal window pads and such.
Yep. Our selection target is not going to come to us, unfortunately. Thought maybe she was going to stop right next to us, but just walks right on by, goes the opposite one, and we're not going to wait around. We're going to go pick up a banana bread instead as soon as the party gives us an opportunity for a good one. And honestly, now is not a bad time at all.
Yeah, it would be a pretty decent time for a contact. Lots of people in conversations. Additionally, multiple big conversations. Of course, the main fear is if the SDA is out, because our conversation in particular is rather small, but that is not the case currently. Unfortunately, Alice and Kane both leave their respective conversations and make our contact just that much worse.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. And stop me if you've heard this before, but time is becoming an issue. We're under 2 minutes. We just have the one flirt. We have the one fingerprint, and that's it.
Yeah.
Our selection target is going to come to us, so that's something. We'll pick up a far flirt again, but that's not going to help us get missions done here. Obviously, it's going to help us get one mission done, but not all that much. We'll pick up the banana bread as well, with a lot more lowlights available coming off now.
Yeah,
and suddenly it feels like Rob is in trouble.
That contact was significantly worse than the one before, especially now that the SDA is in fact out of conversation. We are picking up a highlight for being one of the only two people in this conversation with the double agent, and I know I've said it before about Tabsies, but Rob feels like a dead spy walking.
Well, we said that before, and Tabsies pulled off one of the more impressive spy wins I think that I've seen so far in Winter Cup. So let's never count Rob out here. We'll pick up the delegate. We're going to go hopefully try and finish our flirt with a close green, I assume. But then what? We still have to find one more mission. If we fire off this delegate even. Yeah. So white test, unfortunately, so we're not going to get the flirt done either. We're down to 40 seconds. The time crunch is real. We'll have to fire off this delegate. It's really our only choice. And our selection target leaves too, which is fine because we weren't going to finish flirt anyway.
Teal's still a highlight. If we delegate to her, there might be some kind of play there. But it's just so difficult to find any way to either get someone shot or...
Alright, well that's the play. We fired off the delegate. But she is not going.
She does not want to go to bar, apparently. Now,
check her.
Now, one thing that is important to note is that even if she got to bar correctly, she would not have gotten to take the list before 10 seconds.
The green timeout was very much on screen. We were the only character at Windows. I think you're right. I think at this point, it's fair to say that Rob is a dead spy walking. I don't see any path to victory here.
Yeah. And as I was just mentioning, even if Teal doesn't bug out and not go to bar, she's still gonna take the list at 5 seconds or something, right? Even if she ever does take the list, and that is late enough for Tabsies to say, "I'm gonna hold for overtime here," and Tabsies sees this bug, doesn't even have to bother holding for overtime. It's just like, yeah, I knew it was you. I see this bug. I'm just gonna shoot now. And I'm going to win this set.
Yep, Tabsies picks up the win to punch his ticket into the round of 8.